I don't know what it's going to take for me to just fucking buy another headset so I don't keep running up and down the stairs for the same fucking headset. Because I use it for my PS5, which is in the basement,
Right.
and I'm on the second floor, so it's a lot of cardio. And like, I always have to get it because I record once a week, but usually I also play like online gaming once a week. So it's like I don't casually go into the basement. So it's only when I go in, like I can't do it in advance. I never go like, oh, I'm going to take these now because eventually I'm going to need them at this location.
Get yourself a second set. You deserve it. Hey,
Wow.
you deserve it.
Wow.
This is our Good Will Hunting moment.
Yeah. And then maybe I can get a set that actually doesn't have a microphone that I'm not using. Our fans probably think, wow, Jeff's really clear for talking to that microphone. I'm not talking into that microphone. This is just nothing. That's just a little dongle.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
All right, Robin Williams. It's enough out of you.
Welcome. Hello. Morning. Good morning. Sound good. Sound crispy clear.
Not even morning.
And I've been up since 6 in the morning. It's the earliest I've ever woken up.
When did you wake up?
6 in the morning. I mean, 4 before a podcast. It's not the earliest I've ever woken up.
I was gonna say,
my life.
Why? What? Was there a particular reason you got up at 6 in the morning?
You know what? I just was like, It's been so hot this week.
Yeah.
That in the morning is the best time to toss a line in. You know.
Okay.
Get your pole wet, as we say in the fishing community.
In the fishing community.
Get it wet. Get your
jig. Doesn't have an H in it.
Get your jig popping. You know what I mean?
Why is a jig also a dance? It's like those are two very opposite things to have the same name for.
Well, in a way, I think when you put it on the line, end of the line, you're making that big dance.
What is the jig? Dance. I know it is a fishing thing, but what is it? Is it the bobber? Am I thinking the same thing?
It almost looks like a little sinker, like a little spherical sinker with a little hook attached to it, and you can put like different baits on it. It makes it seem like that little sphere is the head, and then the hook is the shaft, and then you get it wet.
Still talking about fishing?
I've confused my priorities. Isn't it supposed to come to me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing
there we go. That's a winner.
On a screen. My daddy worked hard for this.
Welcome. Hello. Hey. Hey, how about this, huh?
What's that?
Oh, I should turn the volume up. Does that do anything for you?
Oh boy, I do not know what that means. What?
Do you hear it?
Yeah. Oh man. What a sound sprinting to the computer that I left.
Oh yeah. That first receive. It's gotta be a girl that likes me. It's gotta be.
Yeah, in college it was always good because it was usually after you threw up like an away message that says like, hey, hanging out in the room for another 10 minutes if anyone wants to go to lunch. Throw me a message and you hear it and you're like, yes, I don't have to eat alone, or yes, I can eat because I'm too terrified of what the perception is if I do go to the dining hall alone.
That was kind of the original stalking too, online stalking, because there wasn't Facebook yet, so the only thing you could do was check to see if someone was online. So every time you hear the door open, you're like,
and you could set. I don't know if you could off the bat, but I think you could even privatize certain noises for people when they sign on.
Probably.
I think that was a thing, but yeah, man, that door open. But it was awesome because like it was, how do I put this? I guess it's very similar to Facebook, where with AIM though, it was right out of the gates of like, you just gotta, if you knew that a person's screen name, like you got it. Like you're like, I'm never going to talk to you, but yeah, I want your screen name. almost because you
Yeah.
want to judge them just as to what their screen name is. But yeah, I mean,
I got to see I got to see when you're on the internet, when you're on your computer, because you had to be on the computer with
Yeah.
dial up. I
that's
mean,
true.
especially in the beginning. There's nothing like the combo of you finally work up the guts to text or to message to IM your
Mhm.
crush, and you send it, and then you just hear the oh no.
And it was, and like you're like, man,
Boom. Roasted.
how do I address this moving forward?
Oh, sorry, I
Like,
didn't get your IM. I must have logged off.
no, yeah, it's like, oh, my parents came and like logged me off, or someone picked up the phone. I mean, it was a good cop out. It was a good
Yep.
cop out.
Yeah. Man, I was just looking at those sounds. We talked about it last week, and I think I almost did like 30 minutes of listening to that this week. It was like so nostalgic that I was like, what other sounds? I know we dipped a little bit into that last week, but I was like, does any of this still hold with me? I mean, I still get it a little bit like if I hear the Jackass theme song, even though it's a little bit more prevalent, but then get in.
yeah.
I'm like, whoa, it makes me all fuzzy.
Yeah, man. I mean,
got that time.
that late 90s, that 99, 2000, right there in that buffer zone. I mean, my goodness, it was literally Sunday night. You watched Jackass, and then Monday Night Raw was the next day. Like the Monday Night Raw and maybe a little bit of Nitro, but like, I mean, that's 1999 and 2000 in like a nutshell, or we'll say 98 to 2000. Jackass and wrestling, awesome, love it.
How was your Memorial Day? Did you have Monday off?
I did have Monday off. Yep, that's the beautiful part about being a trainer, is that we get there's no like coverage or anything like that. Like our department's just straight up closed, so it's nice to have the holidays off.
Are you a hot dog guy?
Yeah, it wonked out on me. What did you just say?
Are you a hot? Yeah, we're dealing with. Hey guys, hey StrangeFam, we're dealing with some bad connections. It's typical Saturday morning. Like everybody's on the internet and some messaging, so it'll look great in the final production. So you're probably like, what? There's no, but in our in real time, it's choppy. We're chunking. So as I asked, importantly, are you a hot dog guy?
Oh my God, it does it again. Just say it. Are you a hot what?
Hot what? That's what you're getting?
Are you a hot
dog guy?
Oh, there we go. No.
I'm glad we got through this. No. Okay, good.
No.
Moving on.
No. Yeah. All right. Woo. Like, so I did go, actually, I've gotten really lucky with random sports events I've gone to have been on hot dog day. No lie, the last two sporting events I went to, well, in Philadelphia, was hot dog day for the Phillies, and before that was hot dog day for the Flyers. So, I mean, yeah, I'm going to take advantage of dollar dogs if I'm at a sporting event.
Oh, that's what that means. I say, aren't there always hot dogs, but just mean $1? Yeah.
Dollar hot dog.
Primo.
Yeah, it's
otherwise they're like what, $2?
No.
Wait, what are
don't go to
sporting these days?
You don't go to sporting events, sir. Literally,
well, I went to Fenway Winter Classic. They were probably like $6 or $7. I'm thinking, honestly.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's pretty regular.
Okay.
Yeah. So even if you were allergic to hot dogs, the cost of stadium food, I'm pretty sure you'd still go for dollar hot dogs just because of the great savings.
Yeah, and we know if you were allergic to hot dogs, you would still get them for $1.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd be like, I'll worry about this later. It can't be that bad.
I remember probably like the first 14 to 15 years of my life, unironically, telling people when they ask, what's your favorite food? Saying hot dogs and baked beans. Because I didn't know any better. It was just like, hot dogs and baked beans are the greatest food that ever existed. I thought so, anyway. What do you want for your birthday, Matt? What do you want for your birthday? Hot dogs and baked beans. That's all.
That was like your birthday dinner?
I think so. Yeah, growing up for a long time. And now I just knowing what we know now about the hot dog, it's hard. It's hard. Everybody, it's hard to consume. So I don't mind like the Memorial Day, the 4th of July, like maybe a couple times a year. But Memorial Day weekend is a little absurd. So we at Wegmans every Friday is hot dog day at Wegmans, where we do you can get a hot dog for $2 or a combo, But then Memorial Day we had hot dogs, and then we have hot dogs and hamburgers tomorrow night. So like within a week at Wegmans, there's hot dogs being served 3 times. I'm like, this is way too many hot dogs.
Yeah,
Nobody deserves this.
It is. Are you being generous, or now I have to start worrying that you're just trying to get rid of hot dogs, which makes me wonder what's wrong with these hot dogs that you're being so quote unquote generous with them.
Yeah, because it's not like Wegmans is being like, hey, do you have the proper nutrition? Do you need vitamins? It's like, hey, are you literally starving? are you like literally have no food in your stomach?
Yeah.
Do you need calories to get through the day?
Yeah, maybe in these economic times, maybe that's the whole idea. Wegmans is like, we need to make sure people are ingesting meat-like foods for your proteins. Maybe I don't know how much protein's in a hot dog.
I mean, they've been doing it for like forever, so
that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, I've had my fill of hot dogs, I think. Okay. Although I mean, it's like you got to dress it up. I like, put some salsa on that dog. I like the Chicago style. You ever get that? Like it's got like the pico de gallo kind of thing with pickle.
Yeah. Well, pico's one thing. I can get down with pico, but I always thought Chicago style was like wedges of tomato, which I'm not okay with. But yeah, I mean, pickles, well, if it's not a sweet pickle, like that's a really important distinction. Dill pickles are phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Top tier.
I try to put them in everything.
Bread and butter and sweet pickles are disgusting.
No place in this society. No place in a country like America.
No. Dill pickles.
Have you ever met a soul that likes those, actually?
What's that?
Have you ever met a soul that enjoys bread and butter pickles?
Kenny Worden.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
I mean, that is a known anomaly for my dad, is that it's like the family, and that's the thing, is it's like the family ran out of pickles. Dad, you got to go to the store and get pickles. Go to Wegmans and get pickles. And he comes home with like a big thing of bread and butter or sweet pickles. And we're like, everyone just stares at him. We're like, what are you doing? I thought everyone liked them. Literally everyone hates them except you. Did you get a can of mushrooms with it too? Because that was another staple. That was another staple. Oh yeah, we already talked about the mushroom pizza. So yeah, it's
got mushrooms, bread and butter, and black olives.
Right. I thought that's what everyone wanted. So
and everybody, for dessert, I got black licorice.
Now, pickles are also something that falls in the line of like the. Obviously, we all go to the grocery store and we know that milk is in the refrigerator, but you always wonder why, like, juice box Yoo-hoo was in the aisle and not warmed because it's chocolate drink, because it's not chocolate milk. So that's the thing with pickles as well. Now you can go to the dill pickles and get your cheap hamburger chips on the shelf, or you can go get yourself some nice cold Clausens from the fridge section.
Yeah, those are the high-end pickles.
Yeah. That's what you need. Like, listen, I'm an adult now. I'm in my 40s. I deserve Clausen pickles. So like a nice big pickle spear that's always been cold, that's good stuff. That's really, really good stuff.
Like the, there could be like a local brand. They're pricier.
Dietz and Watson is big down here.
Yeah. Open them in the car, have a spear, and take a sip. Lunch right there. Just ready to go.
Just slamming pickle brine. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I didn't know. Well, I had forgotten. Like, I think I was looking for one day just to fill up the break room with snacks and stuff, mixing it up. I was like, okay, we'll get some pudding. And I couldn't find it. And the cold stuff, I found it in the bulk foods like baking aisle, just at room temperature. And I was like, oh no, this is where pudding comes from. It comes from 72 degree shelf temperature.
You betcha.
Like, what's in this?
Get that snack.
I used to eat this stuff all the time. Yeah.
You bet.
And it doesn't need to be chilled.
Pickle brine is a multi. You know what? I lie. I have had pickle brine. Have you ever, in your days of consumption, did you ever do a pickleback shot?
It's hard for me to remember that far back.
Right.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Dude, like, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'll drink whiskeys and bourbons, and I like them from time to time on the rocks or something like that. But I think I was in Myrtle Beach on vacation about 7-8 years ago, and someone showed up with a bottle of Jack Daniels and pickle brine. And it was like, do a shot of Jack Daniels and then a shot of pickle brine. I'm like, that's absurd. I'm in. And it literally cancels the taste instantly. It's so dangerously genius that I was blown away by the concept. But if you like pickles, it's totally legit. Now, if you didn't like pickles, I'm not sure you're helping your situation, because you do have to drink pickle brine. So you might as well just deal with not pickle brine. But
and I would say not only cancels the, I think it enhances it, because I like the flavor of a lot of bourbon, so I would almost give it a second to really soak in the whiskey. I like the heat, and then that pickle is just it's a cherry on top.
It's very, very interesting.
the old pickle on top,
and
look that up on the internet.
We also
but a great hangover cure in the morning. That's why for a long time I would keep like pickle jars just in the fridge, because it's, I mean, just got that sodium, just the flavor. It's probably got, I don't know, it might have an electrolyte or two. I don't know. But
which also led to your Howard Hughes situations where you took the empty pickle jars and were peeing in them and leaving them around your bed. I assume that's where my mind went with that.
I did pee in a bottle this week.
Okay. This week? Okay.
This week, yes.
Please give us the context, because I hope there's context.
One successfully.
Oh, wow. There we go.
I went kayaking a few days back, and it was just, I had finished my iced tea, and there was nobody around. And in theory, could I have gotten out of the kayak? But it's like a whole to do. You got to get up to the shore. I mean, there was no like really easy like bank. It was like kind of, it was high enough off where it would have been awkward to get in and out. So I was like, let me try. Let's have a day. Let me try something I haven't tried, and pee into this iced tea
while sitting in a while sitting in normally in a kayak. So you're talking right angle, like you're sitting up and your legs are out, right?
They're in front of me, so I sit in the kayak. But it's still like, I'm basically at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah,
basically at a 90-degree
angle.
That's
okay.
So just leaning back.
Yeah.
Obviously had to unfurl, and then just just exactly like that, exactly like a cobra. Just got it up like a cobra. The old Santino Morello.
That's true. That's
the reference, right?
That's a good wrestling reference.
Yeah. But yeah, somehow, just nailed the bottle. Small hole, right in, in.
Now,
like a needle into a soda bottle.
Now this is in a river or a lake or
the Owasco Inlet. I mean, in theory, I could have just peed over the side but
I'm kind of wondering.
You know how a 40-year-old stream gets at the end.
Okay.
Those last 30 seconds are treacherous.
I'm like, it's okay to pee in a lake. Like
it is.
Lakes aren't clean.
All my other options would have been fine.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's weird. You took the opportune time when it was took the opportune situation, which coincidentally lined up with being the least needed time to do it.
Mm-hmm. So the first one, I nailed it. That bottle was getting warm. I rode it over to the side, though, poured it out onto the grass, and just rinsed it out for later use. And the second time I used it, same setup, a lot of confidence. My confidence was high.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get this. Yep. That's good. Yeah. I mean, exactly. And
then,
sure enough, holding it, I dropped, the bottle slipped in my hand.
Oh no, that's not where I thought that was going to go. I thought we were going to have just a little misaim or so. Oh no, the bottle slipped.
It was like a good 2 seconds, but 2 seconds goes a long way,
Wow.
And it was, got a little hands bottle.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I was, in the water, had some towels with me. So, it wasn't the worst. But it was bad. I did not like it.
Enough to deter you from doing it again? Or you're like, that was the one-off?
I think I understand the mistakes I made, and I'm willing to give it another try.
Okay, because right now you're in a real hard time because you're at a
Yeah.
you're at a 50% success rate. So
Mhm.
you actually have to have the third one to see how it goes
Yeah, I
to
know.
really make a decision on whether or
Yep.
not this is a good idea in general.
Yeah.
Huh.
So we'll stay in, we'll stay in touch on that.
Yeah, we don't have to. We can, but
I think we don't have a lot of new stuff to talk
Okay.
about. We do a lot of like historical things. So I
Yeah.
think this will be one of the
Oh,
pillars
that's very
of
good
our
point.
relationship
Yeah.
moving forward.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's definitely important to have a solid
Yeah.
base moving.
I just want to have
forward.
something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of a foundation for
Okay.
us.
Yeah, my peeing has been mostly in toilets, I think, since we last spoke.
Okay.
I'll probably exclusively in toilets. I don't think I've had to. I've done the thing where I've been running and realized that I made the mistake and didn't pee before I went for a run. And I've gone off the road, off the beaten path, and tried to go in some wooded areas and stuff, and had cars drive by and get really anxious of being like, I wonder if they see me. And if they see me, do they know what's going on? And if they see me and know what's going on, do they actually care? So, it is what it is. I try to get out of the way, but sometimes I go like, I just feel like, listen, I went off the road a good 10 feet and I'm peeing in the trees. Like, can you be that off put by it? But in today's society, there's definitely people that went home and posted on Facebook about the downfall of society because I was tinkling.
Saw Jeff Warden's hog.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Because they stopped and asked and I gave them my ID.
Yeah. Look at this picture I got of a guy peeing. I had to walk all the way around to get it. It's his fault. Yeah.
That's fine though. If I see someone doing something like listen, don't go in someone's yard like that guy on the Boston Marathon this year. Did you see that? Someone caught in their Ring doorbell a runner because the Boston Marathon goes through neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
A runner stopped and pinched a loaf in someone's yard, and the Ring doorbell caught it.
That would come out of its butt.
Yep. So
wow.
The problem with that is
he must have been on the verge of shitting his pants or shitting his little tiny shorts.
Yeah, but to my knowledge, my understanding is that they line the areas with porta potties because runners, runners are going to have to go to the bathroom. That's understandable. So it's like to poop in someone's lawn. I feel like that could have been avoided. I feel like you did them dirty. Now, also,
that was probably personal.
That's my thought.
It's probably targeted.
I wonder if that was an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a garage sale gone bad.
Yeah, were they actually even a participant, or did they just make their own number so that they could look like a participant, run over, poop, and then take the taxi cab and flee?
This has conspiracy written all over it. Probably years of planning.
Yeah.
Bought a bad lamp at a garage sale.
Yeah.
The fake gold varnish came off.
Oh yeah, or like silverware. Silverware, like it wasn't silver, it was just ware, just goods, just like zinc. I don't know what fake silverware is. I don't know what fake silver plated. I don't know.
There's only one way to get back at somebody: shit on something they own.
Yeah,
if you can think of a better revenge, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Put it in the comments.
Is there anything better? Could there anything better than shitting on something that somebody loves or owns, like their yard?
Right, because we literally use that term when you are being verbally mean about something. You'd be like, "Oh, they're just they're shitting on my idea." Well, we have to use that turn of phrase because we can't actually poop on an idea unless it was like an idea written down on paper and then we pooped on it. But I digress.
We can bring it to the workplace. Hey, write that idea down that you just said so we can have it.
Wow.
Then physically shit on it. Turn that metaphor into a physical action, and just in the interest of communication, hey, we're all on the same page, and it's filled with poop. That Jeff has a bad idea.
And that page is covered in poo. Yeah.
Did you want to open presents like it's mother effing Christmas?
Oh yeah.
Or what?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me go get mine.
Go. So a couple weeks ago, we said we were gonna. What it was it during the birthday episode? We were like, "What's a good gift? Do you get each other? I forgot. I don't remember. We're like, "What would you get somebody?" Kind of gift.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, "Let's just do it.
This is the way.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's get each other gifts
We're adults.
based on what we know about each other." And sure enough, we do. I'm going to tell you, you can clearly tell that yours is not a graphic tee. Because I was like, I couldn't.
It is not a graphic tee.
Yeah. It's, I feel like I couldn't compete with your collection.
If it was a graphic tee, this would be the most amazing way for someone to mail a graphic tee.
I was like, fold it, the smallest, flattest you can.
Right. It is a large envelope. I'm talking probably 24 by 16. A large envelope. So now the postage says it's coming from Luke Gleckner in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and it's addressed to Matt Jones, care of Jeff Worden. So old Glecky.
The Gleckmeister.
Oh, it is.
Gleckenstein.
It is not coming out easily. It is. How is it stuck? Do I have to get aggressive? I'm going to use my old man strength. I'm 40 now. I actually assume I have old man strength now. Like when you'd play sports against like your friend that has dad strength.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, from Etsy. Yes, it is a Nathan for you, like poster, I guess.
Yeah,
Now,
you could frame it. You can hang it up. Whatever.
If you are familiar with Nathan for You, there is the one.
It's one of the
scene,
most all-time awkward TV moments.
I believe it's from the bar, the cigarette smoking bar where he holds the play and has to have the actors. Is that the right actors?
One?
Yeah. So he's teaching this girl that he's like, you have to tell the guy in the scene, "I love you," and he goes, "No, you're not doing it right. Say it again." And she's like, "I love you." He goes, "Say it again. I love you." And he just stares and he's like, "Again." And you can see that he's getting moved by it, and he just keeps having her repeat it so awkwardly for so long.
Oh my god! Let me see if I can find this. The clip. It's worth seeing because
my goodness.
The character Nathan is always just a hopeless romantic searching for love, and he just keeps hearing her say "I love you," and he keeps saying again and again. All right, yeah, we've found it.
Or no, this isn't that episode though, but it's
it's a different one. Yeah,
it's a later episode.
Hey, we'll check this out. Oh, it says it's is this from Max? Hey, do you have that new channel, Max?
Yeah. HBO Max or Max.
Here we go.
I love you.
Okay. Now, I'm not believing that at this point. Say it again.
I love you.
Again.
I love you.
Oh, what's this?
Again.
Oh, they're ruining
someone
it.
Clipped it.
I love you.
Again.
I love you.
Again.
Do yourself a favor and look this up, though.
Yeah. Well,
it just goes on for way too long. It's one of my favorite scenes from television. It's wildly awkward, but it fits with his character. And she gets her eyes start watering too because she's really feeling it. But that's just art. I felt like I see a blank angled ceiling back there. You can put that on. A classic second floor attic room ceiling.
Yes. It's like, is it a ceiling? Is it a wall? No one actually knows because it's literally a 45-degree angle.
All right. Mine is addressed to Mr. Redondo TV, Matthew G. Jones. Reference Redondo TV.
Yeah.
The old program from Colgate University Television.
How many
with
people?
sketches and stupid shit.
How many people in Oswego watch those clips?
That
I was dishing it out like I was a freaking like after school drug dealer, like showing people all like especially like Penn fight and well, actually the Penn saga, but also King of Checkers, Peas Don't Eat Me, Let Us Alone, Let Us Live. Oh boy, I lost Maddie. All right. Well, it says we are still recording, but I don't know if Matt is still with us. So I'm going to send him a friendly text message, and he is frozen on the screen as we can see. So let's see if Matt's still alive. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Wow, 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 wow. Man.
Classic Redondo TV.
Classic Redondo TV.
Mm-hmm.
Off the air as well.
Playing songs in the library, disrupting the study flow of kids in, smart school. Stuff like that.
Yeah, it was I mean, obviously, we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, like I love Jackass. And it was kind of like a disruption. I mean, I always felt like we talked about it before, but going to like a school where all the kids were from like Boston and New York and rich and had Land Rovers, and I went to public school and I was probably the stupidest kid there. Just no matter how well I did in school here, all of a sudden it's like you got all these private school kids that read like all of like Dostoevsky already, or like did philosophy in high school, or like were already advanced in science and biology. I was like, okay, I am just a pleb in this world.
I mean, I had smart friends, but I went to state school, so I had so many not smart people around me too. It definitely made me feel a little bit better, but also probably further encouraged me to make poor decisions because I was surrounded by poor decisions.
But yeah, so we did the Redondo TV stupid sketches. Yeah, the Penn fight, the saga that ended in a lightsaber duel.
The guy who just collapsed, just collapsing into the snowbank.
Yeah, the snowbank. Some of those are on YouTube. That was like, actually, some of those clips ended up on College Humor in the pre-YouTube days. Yeah, like the mall fountain race.
Yeah,
the swim race ended up on there.
Moving into the Zach moving into the elevator.
The elevator dorm room.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of classic hits that people still remember today. Not really. My dad remembers them. My dad still references Redondo TV like it's on repeat.
Right.
Like it's on after Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sat down and got to see another episode. Right. It came right after George Lopez.
George Lopez. All right, Mr. Redondo TV. This does feel t-shirty. It's like the old Christmas. Oh, a pair of clothes. Remember
clothes?
Those days of being bummed by getting clothes for Christmas?
I just love that you said pair of clothes.
Well, that's what somebody in my family said that, I think. Oh, it's a pair of clothes.
It's not even one cloth.
Should I look right at it or
show the fans first?
Or show, okay. I see it is a graphic tee. Not surprised.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
I cannot see it.
And it's too close for everyone else to enjoy, but
go with the flow. Hell yeah, dude.
Even more hilarious given your story that you just told us.
Go with the flow. How can that be?
I don't understand. That's so much better now.
I'm not even going to dignify myself with a response to that.
Oh my God. Perfect. Wow, I got to say, we've struck gold. We've done it.
Yeah.
We've done it.
We nailed the gift exchange.
Dude,
wow.
Hell yeah. Dude. Yep. All right.
And
go with the flow.
Since Matt did not dictate, it is a graphic tee of a silhouette of a person kayaking into like the sunset.
Yep. And his dick is out.
Nope, it's not. Those are shadows, but
do you think I could be the NBA logo of the guy peeing into a bottle into a kayak? Yeah,
for the National Kayak Association you could, for the NKA.
Yep. Dude. Well, thank you, sir. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, that just panned out fine.
Go with the flow.
Wow.
All right, let's get into somewhere. I have no idea how long we've been going because the recording messed up.
37 minutes.
All right. Let's get into the words.
Okay.
I had written them down. They were also on a thing that restarted. I guess my graphics card was running too hot.
Sure.
It's real hard. It's real hard. My computer, recording these foreheads, probably. Look how tan we're getting. Summer's really doing us well.
Yeah.
Do you think, as a duo, we encompass the most square inches of tan forehead on the internet?
I think there's a good chance. Tan square inch per capita, we have to be 99 percentile.
And I use the term tan loosely as a person who's generally very white.
That's
I'm getting freckled up. So I have, I guess when you're 40, you get somewhere between a freckle and Mr. Burns in terms of like the markings on your head.
Yeah. Freckle,
Like,
liver spots, whatever.
Yeah. This is exciting. This is an exciting
No,
development.
absolutely.
All right. Our words were dine, salon, and proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dine, salon, and proof. Dine, salon, proof. In terms of proof, I remember. So when I worked at the wine liquor store, so it was like it was kind of a ritzy area of Austin. Typically, I was the only one ever there. We had like high school kids coming in for a good amount of time trying to use these South Carolina licenses. And I got pretty good at spotting bad licenses. But also I just really inspired me to change up my line of questioning, because you probably know, like, when you bring in your ID, it's like, when's your birthday? Easy to memorize. So I'd say, oh, when's your birthday backwards? That's where it started. They're like, backwards? Like, yeah, year, then day, then month. Then, because they can't just like, give it. Or like, what's your sign? Like, if it takes them a second to think about it, that's when I'm like, I'll keep it going. What's your address? And then it became clear that there was like definitely kids passing around like bogus state fake IDs. So I just started to ask, like, there'd be a Massachusetts. And as they were asking, I was asking questions to be like, Massachusetts, whatever. It's like, okay, what are you doing here? So, oh, I'm just home from college. And I'm like, okay. And I pull up the Google Maps. I'm like, name one street that intersects with your street. They're like, what? I haven't lived there in like 3 years. Any street, like any street you can think of. You said you lived there for a few years.
Yeah, one street.
Or there's a small lake next to you. Name that lake, or just get close to it. And they just couldn't. So I used to like really, when I was pretty clear that they were underage, I would just kind of fuck with them like that.
That's kind of brilliant.
Until they would like. It's kind of what you cut out.
That's kind of brilliant. Like,
also because it's like, it's pretty serious, like, consequences if you like.
Right. Right. It's not like I'm just trying to hassle you. Like, yeah. I assure you, I don't care if you drink this booze.
Yeah. Can you or what happens to you.
Yeah. Like, I need you to understand, I don't care. What I do care about is my employment.
Yeah. Or going to jail, or
also
fined,
true. Cause
like,
right. I mean, I guess in different states, there's different rules, but the actual person can be held literally accountable, not just the store.
Right. Yeah, I would just fuck with them. And, because it's like one of those things where if somebody's honest and they're legit, nobody cares. It's like at Wegmans, like if you're asking somebody like at self-checkout, like, hey, let me make sure I got to scan these. These steaks came up as bananas. That's weird. Somebody must have put that label on there erroneously, while they were in the store. Sorry, let me just get this off. It's like, if somebody was genuinely like, holy shit, that's weird, they would be like, oh yeah, no, do it. Whereas the people who are definitely trying to steal, it's like, I didn't do that. What? Right. You're accusing me of stealing. It's like, I'm not. Whatever you're in, man. Whatever you're doing, man, it's on you. You're in your own head. I'm just trying to give you really good customer service.
That's where you just go, or no, yeah, you double down. You go, am I accusing you? Why don't you look at yourself? Why don't you think about who you're accusing? You're accusing me of accusing you, and just start like breaking it down, being like, I like that. Look at yourself. Yeah. Look at yourself. It's not your fault.
That's one of my favorite things to do at work too. Is like, should I do this or should I stay to the end of my, or should I do this? Like, I like to do the, you do whatever you think is right. Like putting that on somebody. Be
That's
like,
horrible.
No, like I know it's right. I don't want to. But then it's like, that's one of my favorite manager moves. Do whatever you think is right. Do what you think is right. Yeah. It's like, I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah. No, I need to be told.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, actually, it's funny because I put for proof, which is funny too, because I thought you were going for I work in a liquor store. So obviously liquor is in proof. But you
True. Double
Yeah.
entendered.
So I wrote down Everclear. I had one soiree with
Yeah.
Everclear, and why are we doing that? Why are we
Like
making
190 proof?
Yeah,
Basically.
why are we
Yeah.
making Everclear? There's
Is that like
no
jungle
logic.
juice or something?
It was, yeah, I mean, more or less. It was, I mixed it with Hawaiian punch. And it was like naturally blackout and everything. And it's just like, I woke up with the worst feeling in the world. And I'm like, why would I ever need to drink that ever again? But not only that is, why do we use the term proof for alcohol? Because all proof is if you're not sure, it's the percentage of alcohol by volume times 2.
Yeah, doubled.
We don't need 2 ways to say how much alcohol is in something when it's literally not that crafty, when it's just doubling the one. We should really get rid of one of them. And I think proof is what needs to be gotten rid of, because all it is double of an existing concept, which is percentages. Like, there's literally no advantage for proof other than the folks at 99 bananas and 99 apples, because it sounds better than 45.5% bananas. Like, that's the only legitimate thing that makes sense about the proofing scale. But other than those people, where, again, I'm not changing for the people that make fruit schnapps. I don't think they're people we should cater to, because no one really over the age of 21 is going out and being like, you know what I'm getting tonight? 99 apples, son. Like, no,
Yeah, dude.
no. People are drinking that. Usually they're that's out of their system by the time they're 19.
Those are terrible too, because it's like the worst combination, because it's still hot. It's not like the banana takes away. So you get shitty banana flavor and the alcohol with it.
Yeah,
So it's
like,
double.
Yeah,
it doesn't mix.
If you had thick water that you put on the stove for a couple minutes to warm it up, and then you dropped banana runts into it, that's what 99 bananas is. And it's like, oh, good. Finally, someone made this. So that's what I had for proof.
Proofing just runs under baseball. I mean, it's probably just been around for so long that nobody wants to change it. It's fully ingrained. It's like, what doesn't baseball just do? Oh, he's batting 31%. It's like, no, got to multiply by 100 to get the percentage.
Nice, batting 310, Chief.
This is the way we do it.
It's true.
Yeah, I used to it made me, when I worked at the liquor store, because people, it really made me really not understand that nobody that works at any store gives a fuck about what you're buying ever, even though people come up and say, oh, I need to buy this for the weekend. I know I bought some the other day, and it's like, I don't care. I don't remember you. Or if I do, I don't care what you're doing. Or somebody be like, I'm buying Everclear. Oh, I buy this because I use it to clean or to clean old shovels and stuff like.
Right. Are you giving me a tip, or are you trying to work on your cover story? Either way, I don't give a crap.
Yeah, I don't whatever people buy. It's like, dude, you're buying poison already. It doesn't matter how often
they added more hops to it.
You think that's bad? I work here. I'm here all the time. Yeah.
No.
But now it's great, because now whenever I go into a place to buy whatever, I have no shame for whatever, because you realize nobody cares about you at all.
No.
That's one of my favorite pieces of advice. It's kind of depressing too. People say it different ways, but it's the old
you don't matter.
You stop worrying what people thought about you when you realize how little they do. It's like, just kind of like, it's one of those
inspiring in a really sad way.
Yeah. It's like, everybody's in their own world. Like, I mean, there would definitely be people that'll be like, dude, that's way too much booze, or you're in here all the time. But 1 minute later, I've already forgotten about them. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
True.
It's like, it's not going to sit with me for the rest of my life. Those sales, got to get those numbers up.
You betcha. So I'm not sure what 2 guys like us can talk about a salon.
I told my story about my stylist and going bald.
Yeah, I mean, even when I had longer hair in college, the longest hair I had was almost down to my shoulders. Not as long as what yours was. But we both went through a longer hair phase, which was
Do you
more.
go ever get your beard trimmed, or do you ever get like a shave?
I
ever?
did last time when it was really grown out. I don't know. It's still early in the summer, so I'm thinking of trimming it down again. But yeah, I mean, I did do it, but I didn't think that they did anything like epic with it. So I was kind of disappointed. I thought it would get like really nice and shaped up, but yeah, beard care. I mean, I could use some just for men for the grays, but also why, whatever. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I'm not in the market for a salon. Probably never will be again. But I remember when I was a kid, I went to, Sherbo took us to J.C. Penney's back when we were really, really young. Remember when J.C. Penney had a salon in it?
They did. I forgot. Like right
Yeah,
by the
right by
entrance
one of
or
the
the outdoor
entrances. Yeah.
entrance. Yeah, yeah.
Yep, they had a salon in there. So that's really my soiree into a salon. But after that, I went to a barber for after the age of like probably 9. I went to a barber. So a little bit different environment. But yeah, I mean, hair cutting's interesting because even as an adult, you try making like conversation, but what conversation can you make that you like the person's doing stuff to your head? Like it's a weird time to try to make small talk because then too, like you're trying to sit very still, so you can't be like emotionally talking and
And it
stuff
can't be
like
like, yeah,
that.
like look, oh yeah,
Right.
it is.
Yeah,
Like turn and
exactly. You
laugh.
can't make eye contact. You try to make eye contact in the mirror and they'll look up every once in a while. And I don't know if it's
That is a
polite or they're
bizarre
just like,
relationship to have with somebody only through the mirror.
yeah,
Like
you have
90% of your relationship is through the
it's
mirror.
through a mirror. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild, but I mean, I don't have much to contribute for the salon because even when I had my longer hair, it was just because out of sheer laziness more than anything. So I just woke up, maybe brushed it a little bit after the shower, but it was just a disgusting mop that just sat on my head.
Yeah, I used to go to like just it was called Bird's Barber Shop. So just your basic all around barber shop. And then I had a friend, so she and I filmed a couple of these like little food shows called Mash It, where we would like get different foods from Austin and put them together to randomly and see if they tasted good together. Her name was Kayla, and she was a stylist at like a proper salon, like, probably like a trendy little thing. So one day she was like, "Hey," or she was like, "I'll do your hair if you want." And I was like, "I don't know if I usually pay like $35 for a haircut." She's like, "I was like, how much do you charge?" She's like, "Usually like 150 for men's." And I was like, "Yeah, no, okay." And she said, "Well, I'll do it. I'll do it for like 75 for you." And I was like, "Wow, what a treat." Okay.
Right, what a deal. Wow, 75.
So I did it, but it was like 45 minutes. So she's like, I mean, it still had hair like this, but it's like she puts in like tonics and like she's like, "Oh yeah, you need to do this with your hair." Like she has all these different oils. It's like you need to do this, and she never used the clippers once. It was all scissors and that kind of thing. And so I was like, "Wow, you don't even use the clippers?" She's like, "No, you use scissors." Like, yeah, you gotta. I'm an artiste, bitch, kind of thing. I was like, okay, yeah, usually, yeah, I do the clippers for 2 minutes, and then yeah, they just chop off the rest up the top. But I appreciate it. I was like, hey, thanks.
Well,
My hair
yeah.
looked great. It felt good, and I was like, I'll never do this again. I mean, I probably will at some point, but who has the time? I got to get this hair in and out. it's got things to do. It's wasting time in there when it should be home falling out. I would like to do. There's a YouTube channel I've seen of a guy. It's kind of like an ASMR thing, but he just goes to different barbers around the world and gets shaves and haircuts that take like an hour. But they are always like old timey barbers that, do the hot lathers, scissors.
Mr. Paul did
like
that in
one
Auburn.
of these days. I go to Mr. Paul's boutique. I mean, he's not there anymore. It's a guy named Jim. Actually, I have an appointment for Monday.
Yeah?
So next time you see me, I'm gonna look so different.
I'm sure you will. I was trying to find a picture, an old picture of me, but I can't find it for the life of me.
So when your hair got long, what would you? So wait, where's your hairline now? I can sort of see some stubble, but what would your hair do?
Like it is like the
do you have a
sides
full
are
island?
really
Do
bad.
you have an island or just
No.
receding?
No, it's
Okay.
drastically receding, but then in the back there is a bald spot on like the crown.
Yeah, I got that.
So it's
Um,
that was actually the biggest driving force. Not even the receding hairline, it was the bald spot on the back, because I'm like, this, I saw it in the Ring doorbell and it crushed my spirit.
Yeah, I catch mine on like security cam footage or in the mirror once in a while, and I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
whatever.
For me, I'm just like, well, okay, I guess we're done here.
The greatest thing I have is like the up where my hairline is receding. I got that nice little colic, so I only have like 7 hairs. Like,
Yeah,
right there.
dude. I mean,
it's a real good look.
That thing's been going for you for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't change ever.
No, it's not getting
Good
better
for me. That's like the thing I get. That's one of the things I get most jealous about other guys. Like, you would think it would be height and just general looks, but no, it's just the hair. When I see a guy who's just got perfect hair,
Oh,
no,
dude.
just no colics or anything like
100%.
that, I'm like, wow, look at you.
It is frustrating.
You alpha male with your hair.
you
just
based on your
combed,
majestic hair,
styled any way you want to. Yeah.
Right. And well, it's even worse when they don't do anything with it. I'm like, or if you have a thick head of hair and you don't grow it out, I'm like, what are you even doing with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Knock it off. You're blessed. Stop going against the grain by shaving it all off. I can't.
And your hair when it got long, it used to puff out, didn't it?
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
or was that just?
It wouldn't afro because it wouldn't go up, but it would poof out 100%. And I mean,
You got to minimize sideshow Bob kind of thing.
yeah, that's kind of the best way to address it. I'm trying to. There's one historical photo with it. Actually, there's another one somewhere where it's tied back in a bandana. But I'm looking for the most appropriately dated one.
Yeah, when I had my long hair in college, a little bit after, I never took care of it either. So it was just like ratty long hair down to my shoulders. My hair would get curly. I just hated it because, I mean, I'd never really put maintenance into it. But I don't know if this happened to you. I mean, it happens to everybody, I guess. When you have long hair, taking a shower is the worst with long hair. It just gets in your hands.
Oh, yeah.
You make little hair circle balls on the side of your shower. And all of a sudden you forget to like take them out for like a couple weeks, and your girlfriend gets mad at you. Classic. It's like, I didn't have a girlfriend when I had long hair, really. Barely. Actually, I might have. I don't know. Like, do you ever think about girls who dated you when you were like 21 or 22 and you're like such a piece of shit? It's just like, I didn't know anything. I didn't take care of myself. But now look at me.
I was so unappealing.
I've advanced so much.
Yeah, right.
But like, how did somebody ever want to hang out with me? I have really good self-esteem and confidence, you can tell. But I think it's because maybe when you're 21, you don't know any better, and your confidence can be high. For me, it was. Like, I was a believer in whatever I had going on.
Oh yeah, no, that was mine was the exact opposite reason. I had zero confidence. Yeah, zero confidence. So I'm just like, bag it. Like, oh yeah, dude. I mean, with how my college career went, I threw in the towel during that phase of my life. And yeah, I didn't really even care to date really that much at all in college. Cause I was busy kind of keeping myself distracted with other things as far as like hanging out with the fraternity and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Just because it was just like more appealing. Having friends than worrying about and fear of missing out on what all those fun people were doing, as opposed to having a relationship in college.
That's true. Cause I think the 2 girlfriends I did have like longer term were long distance. So it was like, maybe that was almost a way to save myself too. Cause it'd be like, cool, I can hang out with my friends then too.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
right. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Like, hold on. I'm pretty sure you just did like the bootleg version of what I was doing by having the out of town relationship, which means you can do the stuff that I wanted to do, but figure out a way to still have a relationship.
Yeah. Make a trip here or there, you know? I mean, it was like, it was the Redondo thing. It's like, wake up, go to class. Like, what are you guys doing tonight? Should we film something, or should we just go to the dining hall and eat way too much food and just bullshit.
Hey,
not do anything.
our other word was dine, and that's what I was going to talk about is dining halls.
Really?
Yeah, man. So
Man.
dining hall was absolutely like a social event. As I had said earlier, I don't think I ever went to the dining hall by myself. It was I go hungry or I find someone to go with me, because of again being seen in a dining hall by yourself. Like it made me terrified of like the perception of me.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, lots of great things happen in these dining halls, though. Well, lots of bad things too, because I'm sure that contributed to excessive eating on my part. It's like, oh, free food all the time, whenever you want, however you want it.
Yeah. Is that how yours was? Mine was
Oh,
structured
yeah,
like
dude.
that. You got like 3 swipes a day, like 3 meals every time. But whenever you went in, it was just a buffet.
Yeah.
I mean, just
So
as
it
long as
was
you're in there, yeah.
chaos. We even had like late night food and stuff like that. The dining hall would reopen from like 7:30 to 10:30 for what's called late night. But yeah, dude, like even just talk about like just being a complete D-bag in our youth. So like one example is my buddy Bob. Bob was challenged, or no, he was talking about like somehow it got on the topic of Bob loving mayonnaise. So Bob was in a dining hall, you can take that love and turn it into a challenge. And I remember having a big chocolate cookie, and I'm like, I offered him something, I'm sure, which was also not much, to eat this chocolate cookie with mayonnaise on it. And dude,
Good God, that's going too
he
far.
went ham. Like he dipped it triumphantly and polished off a chocolate cookie with mayonnaise on it. Now, another even worse thing was we had a friend who worked in the dining hall as a dishwasher. Now, in our dining hall, you'd put your tray with your plates and such on it. Food was supposed to be cleared off, but trays and stuff would be put on a conveyor belt.
Yeah,
and the conveyor belt would go through this little doorway into where the dishwashing was. So we could see that our friend Ed was in there washing dishes. And if you wanted to screw with a dishwasher and make their life miserable, you would take cups and you'd fill the cups with ice. And then like they are little glasses, like 10-ounce glasses at the dining hall. You fill those with ice. And then what you do is you open up packets of honey and pour it onto the tray. So then you push the cups down onto the honey.
Oh, such a dick move.
And so then the honey freezes. So we're talking, you could easily, if you had 10 cups with ice and honey and did that, you could pick up one of the cups and it would hold the weight of all of the cups and honey. So like that's how much of an adhesive it is to freeze honey. And then you just send it in and just, you look through the little doorway and you watch a conveyor belt get to your friend and they try taking off a glass and like fumble it or something. They're like, son of a bitch. And just exactly like so mean, such an unnecessary thing to do. I worked at the dining hall for half a semester. Then I got fired.
It reminded me of the conveyor belt that my buddy Tozer, we did a thing where we were in the dining hall and he like spilled chocolate all over his white t-shirt like he would never wear, like an undershirt. It's like, oh no. So he went on, he got on the tray and he went in through the
wasn't that a Redondo thing too?
It is, yeah, it was. We filmed it. So he went through it and then he came out with a clean. I mean, I think he just changed his shirt.
Yeah.
I think I remember telling the story. Like it was like a lady was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Oh, sorry." And he put on a white shirt and he came out the other way, like he had just gone through the dishwasher with they cleaned his shirt.
Oh my god.
We also went, my buddy Zach and I, for a Redondo thing into the dining hall. He got on my shoulders.
Yeah.
We had a character called Big Man. It was just one on top of the other with like a big coat or shirt. And yeah, we went in and just tried to swipe as one. And they were just
because
so,
wasn't
like,
it a student? Wasn't it a student worker taking the cards?
I think so.
And she was just like,
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, she let us just swipe one card because nobody gives a fuck. They're just like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
I mean, they thought it was funny, but it was like, so no, it's just me. And then, I mean, it wasn't really, I could have swiped my card. It didn't really matter.
Right.
But yeah, dining hall, like they had cereals, salads. Like we always had like a pasta, like fried ravioli. Had like every kind of food you could want. I would get like a tray of like 6 different drinks, like
Was there
milk, chocolate milk, soda, water.
was
I
there
mean
a
everything.
quintessential item that your dining hall that people waited for that day and was like a small celebration? Like ours was chicken patty day. People love chicken patty day
Really?
in Oswego. I don't know why.
There was
but
a
they were just
guy
they
who
just
made
hit right.
omelets like once a week. I forgot his name, but if he was there making omelets like Saturday or Sunday, everybody like waited in line for that.
Yeah, that we did that for like deli sandwiches. You checked to see what people were working, and like once you knew like what day they were, you might go to a certain dining hall because you're like, oh, I have to go to Cooper on Thursday lunch because that one person works the deli counter and they're the best sandwich maker. So yeah, you
Really?
sniped out employees, definitely.
What's the closest in our life to I wouldn't even say like is like a buffet. I don't even think a buffet captures what a dining hall could be at a college, you know. I mean, it does in terms of like there could be a lot of food, but it's not the same vibe or energy. Because you're right. I mean, I would go alone, functionally just because of like it depends on when classes were and stuff. And I also like one year I lived like right next door to the dining hall, so like after a class or something, I would just go right over there. Or when I'd wake up, I'd go over there really quick. But I've always like enjoyed eating alone. I know some people like have a really hard time with it, but to me, like I would go to like maybe like a bar or something. I think because I traveled a lot for work too. One of my first jobs, like I would be eating alone all the time. I'd make all the single serving friends, but I would just go and I just got so used to it. But I also liked it in college. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like I just always liked it.
Like,
I mean, I think I still would rather eat with somebody, but I also appreciate the alone eats.
but like going out to eat alone, do you do that now? Would you go out to a
Yeah.
restaurant to eat alone?
Well, I would say because I've been to like the Prison City Brewery, but I
Mhm.
usually it's more of like sit at the bar kind of thing. Which are you saying that's different?
Are you?
I mean,
it
I
is
will
different.
try to not talk to people.
It is different.
I don't go there to try to talk to people.
Sitting at the
either.
bar is more of a solo move. I want you to sit at. I want you to go up, and they're like, "How many?" And instead of your answer being, "Oh, I'm just going to go up to the bar," I want your answer to be like, "Table for one."
Okay.
I need you to go
that
out
a
and do
challenge?
that. Yes,
Is that a
that is
challenge?
100% a challenge. Is for you
All
to go out and be like, "I need a table." Actually, I'll even double down. So, all right. You can do that. You have to do that and report back. Now, I will get
All right.
you another graphic tee if you go to a place that requires reservations and you make a reservation for one. And you have to.
Is it worse to do a reservation for one or to
100% it's worse to do a reservation for
or
one.
to but what about like going to like Taco Bell? You go in, no, you don't go through the drive-thru, you go in and be like,
Eat there.
dine in, please.
Reservation
that's
for
not-
one is so much more weird. Because
All
it's
right.
like you're treating yourself, you're taking yourself out for a special occasion to a place that takes reservations.
And then, because I guess the illusion could be if you were uncomfortable, like, oh, I'm traveling or something like that, you know?
Yeah, don't lie.
I'm just-
You're not allowed to lie.
No,
You're
I know
not
that's what I
allowed.
mean. I think you don't even bring a book. Don't even bring a book.
Nope.
Don't really get on your phone. Just be there. Be in the moment.
Uh-huh.
Just absorb it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Some sort of documentation would be greatly appreciated.
Try a GoPro on my head. Just like... All right.
So yep, you have to make reservations for one. Yeah, I mean, the only lie you can tell is if you tell someone it's your birthday. Like and
Oh yeah.
like
Can't say I'm waiting. It'd be great if I was like reservation for one, and after a little bit, I'm like, oh no, I'm waiting for someone. It's like, no, sir.
you made a reservation. for
Sir,
one.
we know.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I've got the reservation for one under Matt. But I'm expecting company.
But then tell them like something weird, like tell them like you're like, oh, you know, they're like, oh, you know, how you doing?
Or should I do like the?
No, you
or
go,
should I do
they
the
go, "How you doing
reservation for
today?"
two?
No,
Do the reservation for two, but not have somebody show up.
no. I like a different spin of like
That's a good bit, but it's
have-
not as like
yeah, have it for
okay.
one. But then like if they say like, you know, how you doing today? You're like, oh good, you know, just doing a dinner, celebrating. And then when they ask what you're celebrating, just say an anniversary, but don't elaborate. But also they're
Yeah.
sitting one
I can't
person.
tell you.
Say
It's illegal for you to ask me
an-
that.
Nope, it's illegal for you to ask me that. Ah.
Oh yeah. All right. I got to figure out what places around here do reservations, by the way. Okay. I'm in. That's a fun, like, I'm not drinking anymore thing to really get myself going, you know?
Yeah. You're welcome.
All
See, I'm
right.
doing this for you. All right. Well,
Good.
I think
we're really growing.
we're time for the new words.
Yes. And as we established last week, I did cheat and skip over some words.
Oh yes, the redo. The redo. Did you capture?
I did. Where is it? Okay. And then I got a screenshot of it. Sharing. Beep, 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 beep.
Pew.
Boom. The words were abundant, joy, and dorm. Oh no, dorm. We wasted the good dorm on this.
Oh no, I wish the good surprise on you.
Yeah. Abundant, joy, and dorm. Dorm joy. I mean, there's got to be stories about dorm life that you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I'll have some good stuff.
Good stuff, man. I also think we'll see if I can do the reservation this week. Let's get some more. Let's get more. I was thinking maybe we do some would you rathers too. Maybe grab a would you rather for next week.
Ooh, okay. Come equipped with a few.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It'll also be episode number 20. Look at us.
Wow. It's already been 10 episodes. Halfway back was our top lists.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Dude, should this be our bottoms?
What is
Let's
the
see,
worst of these things? Actually, that's not terrible. It's obviously very hard to do, but like, what's the worst movie on your mind? Like, what's the worst movie you saw in that time? And what's the worst song?
There's one called Jupiter Rising. That was really bad.
Mhm.
I think it was Channing Tatum and Mia
Sorvino?
70s show girl. Was it or Mina? Mia? What was her name? Do I have this totally wrong?
Who are you talking about?
Who's Ashton Kutcher's wife?
No, that's Oh my god.
Well, dude.
I'm like Mina
We've
Suvari,
spaced.
Mira Sorvino. Nope, neither of them.
Other 90s hot ladies.
What is her name?
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. Jeez.
Yeah. But they were in that, and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's like one of the movies I've actually had to stop. Because I try to give every movie a go, but it featured rollerblading that wasn't cool. I think.
Well, any rollerblading movie that came out after Mighty Ducks, I'm not sure really had any any flair.
It's not Airborne. I'm not watching it.
It's silly. All right. Well.
All right. This certainly was a show.
It was.
It featured a disconnect.
Yeah.
It featured chunking, some serious chunking. And featured pee in a bottle.
What more can you ask for?
And a very timely gift. It all worked. Everything was great. Everything is awesome. Thank you all for listening and watching. Maybe we'll be able to make a highlight. I need to make more highlight videos.
Yeah.
We really got to start wrangling these folks in. I feel like the pee in the bottle into a t-shirt could be a really good highlight. Just saying.
Absolutely. Wow.
All
That's
right.
really going to capture the new listeners.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thanks.
Stay hood.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks
for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for making it all the way to the end.